Have you ever wondered why emotional intimacy is so crucial in a relationship and how it can transform your connection with your partner? In this video, we will explore the powerful dynamics of emotional intimacy, commitment, and the little gestures that go a long way in creating a deeper bond. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why these elements are essential for building a relationship that lasts. Reason number 1: emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is a core aspect of any thriving relationship, especially for women. It involves building a deep connection through trust, vulnerability, and open communication. For many women, this intimacy is more significant than physical attraction. It's about sharing their innermost thoughts, fears, and dreams in a safe, judgment-free space. However, many men struggle with embracing emotional intimacy, often because societal norms discourage them from expressing vulnerability. In this video, we will show how you can embrace emotional intimacy from a Stoic perspective, turning vulnerability into strength and nurturing a deeper, more fulfilling relationship. Reason number 2: commitment. Commitment isn't just about loyalty. It's about creating a stable foundation for the future, built on reliability and emotional stability. We'll dive into how commitment creates security in a relationship and why it's so important for women. Many men may fear the responsibilities that come with commitment, but by embracing Stoic principles, you can redefine commitment as a reflection of your values, not a source of fear. Understanding and practicing commitment not only strengthens your relationship, but also enriches your personal growth. Reason number 3: compassionate listening. Women deeply value when their partner listens to them, not just with their ears but their hearts. We'll explore how compassionate listening can enhance emotional intimacy, fostering a connection that transcends words. Discover how simple actions like making eye contact, reflecting on what's being said, and actively engaging in conversations can build trust and deepen your bond. Reason number 4: sharing responsibilities. True partnership is about mutual support. In this video, we'll look at how sharing responsibilities, whether it's chores, parenting, or emotional labor, reinforces the sense of collaboration in a relationship. By adopting a Stoic approach to fairness and integrity, you'll learn how to actively contribute to a balanced relationship that's built on respect and teamwork. Why should you stick around? By the end of this video, you will understand how to build a relationship grounded in emotional intimacy, where vulnerability is embraced, where commitment feels like a natural extension of your values, and where small, daily gestures of affection and shared responsibilities create a stronger, more fulfilling bond. If you want to transform your connection with your partner into something deeper, more meaningful, and lasting, keep watching. You won't want to miss this. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. For many men, navigating the delicate realm of emotional intimacy can be incredibly challenging, and the struggle is often deeply rooted in the societal conditioning they've been exposed to from a young age. Society frequently teaches men that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness, a message that has been ingrained for generations. This harmful conditioning leads men to believe that expressing their emotions, especially in the presence of their partner, is something to be ashamed of. As a result, many find themselves suppressing their feelings, dismissing the very essence of what makes them human, the ability to feel and connect on an emotional level. The idea of sharing personal thoughts and emotions can feel terrifying, not because it's inherently difficult, but because it seems to threaten their sense of strength and control. This emotional distance can create a profound disconnect in relationships. When men hesitate to open up or shy away from deep, meaningful conversations, women may start to feel isolated, unseen, and even misunderstood. The longing for connection, for that heart-to-heart exchange that transcends surface-level interactions, remains unfulfilled. As a consequence, frustration and sadness inevitably build up, not only in the woman who yearns for deeper intimacy, but also in the man who might not even realize the impact of his emotional distance. The walls between them grow higher, leading to dissatisfaction and a sense of loneliness in a partnership that should be a source of refuge and understanding. From a Stoic perspective, however, emotional intimacy is seen not as something to avoid, but as a vital opportunity for growth, connection, and self-discovery. Stoicism teaches that embracing one's emotions, acknowledging them without letting them control us, is a key to becoming a more complete person. Far from being a threat to a man's masculinity, emotional intimacy can be a powerful tool for building stronger, more resilient relationships. By embracing vulnerability, men can move beyond the false belief that emotional expression diminishes their strength. Instead, they can begin to see it as an essential aspect of human connection, an avenue through which they can grow closer to their partner and experience the deep bond that comes from truly knowing and being known. It's not about weakness, it's about humanity. Opening up, sharing those raw feelings, and fostering a true emotional connection isn't a loss of power. It's an act of courage, vulnerability, and ultimately, profound love. In my personal opinion, I believe that when men truly embrace the power of emotional intimacy, they tap into a part of themselves that has been buried under layers of societal pressure. The process of sharing your inner world with someone you love and trust is one of the most empowering things a person can do. It's not only about deepening your bond with your partner, but it's also about finding freedom in expressing who you truly are, free from the judgments and expectations of the world around you. And in that freedom, I believe lies the key to unlocking a deeper, more meaningful relationship. Practicing emotional intimacy is a deeply transformative experience that requires both partners to be fully present and actively engaged in the relationship. It is not a one-time effort, but a continuous, evolving journey where both individuals are willing to invest time, energy, and vulnerability into strengthening their bond. For men, this journey can often feel intimidating, as society tends to place a lot of emphasis on emotional restraint. The idea of expressing one's feelings openly can feel uncomfortable, even foreign, especially when we've been conditioned to suppress emotions in favor of strength or stoicism. However, the truth is that emotional intimacy thrives when both partners allow themselves to be vulnerable and authentic, and this starts with men being willing to step out of their comfort zones and share their inner worlds. The first step toward this is often the hardest, but it's also the most rewarding. It can begin with something as simple as sharing the details of your day, talking about what made you laugh, what frustrated you, or what left you feeling fulfilled or empty. These daily exchanges are not insignificant. They are the threads that weave the emotional fabric of the relationship, and over time, they help to create a safe space where both partners can openly share their thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities. As men practice this openness, they begin to realize that the more they share, the deeper the emotional connection becomes. It's in these moments of honesty, whether it's expressing concerns about the future, opening up about past pain, or sharing excitement for a personal achievement, that emotional intimacy begins to flourish. When men actively engage in this kind of communication, they not only enrich their relationship but also set an example for their partner, inviting them to step into their own emotional space as well. This mutual exchange of thoughts and feelings creates a profound emotional bond, one that goes beyond mere physical attraction and enters the realm of true connection and understanding. Listening, too, plays an essential role in fostering emotional intimacy. It is a skill that is often overlooked but is crucial in creating a deeper, more meaningful bond. Compassionate listening is not just hearing the words your partner says, but truly understanding the emotions behind those words. It requires being fully present in the moment, with no distractions, and a genuine desire to understand your partner's feelings and experiences. This means giving them your undivided attention, putting down your phone, making eye contact, and responding thoughtfully to what they are saying. But listening goes beyond the physical act of hearing. It's about creating an environment where your partner feels safe and supported to express their thoughts without fear of judgment or dismissal. True listening involves empathy. It's about connecting with your partner on an emotional level, feeling what they feel, and validating their emotions. It's acknowledging their struggles, celebrating their triumphs, and comforting them in moments of doubt or sadness. When a partner feels heard in this way, they know that their feelings matter to the other person. It's a powerful way to show that you value them, their thoughts, and their experiences. This act of compassion is what deepens emotional intimacy and fosters a sense of emotional security within the relationship. By listening actively, men can demonstrate to their partners that their emotions are just as important as their own, that their words carry weight, and that they are valued and respected. When both partners engage in open communication and active listening, emotional intimacy flourishes. It's through these exchanges, whether it's the shared vulnerability of speaking openly about feelings or the empathetic act of listening with full attention, that relationships transform. Emotional intimacy is not something that is built overnight. It requires consistent effort, time, and a genuine desire to connect on a deeper level. As men continue to practice this open communication and compassionate listening, they create a relationship that is grounded in trust, respect, and understanding. In this space, both partners can feel safe to be their true selves, knowing that they are supported, loved, and accepted. This kind of emotional intimacy doesn't just create a stronger relationship. It creates a profound bond that can withstand the tests of time and life's inevitable challenges. In my personal experience, I've learned that the more vulnerable I allow myself to be, the more my partner opens up in return. It's a beautiful, cyclical process where vulnerability breeds vulnerability, and through this, our emotional connection becomes more profound. I've come to realize that real strength in a relationship doesn't come from hiding your emotions or bottling up your feelings. It comes from sharing them with someone who listens, who understands, and who accepts you wholeheartedly. There's something incredibly healing about knowing that your partner is there, not just physically, but emotionally as well, offering a space where you can be fully yourself. It's in these moments of emotional exchange that I feel truly connected, and I believe it's in these moments that the deepest intimacy is formed. Emotional intimacy is, without a doubt, one of the most essential and cherished aspects of a romantic relationship. It forms the very heart of a profound connection between two people, and it is a bond that goes beyond superficial attraction or fleeting moments of passion. It is a deep, lasting connection that hinges entirely on trust. But not just any trust. It's the kind of trust that is built day by day, moment by moment, through consistent actions, reliability, and emotional availability. For a relationship to truly thrive, men must make a conscious effort to show up, not just physically, but emotionally for their partners. They need to engage in the emotional aspects of the relationship with the same level of commitment and care as they would in any other part of their lives. It is easy to think that being physically present is enough to sustain a relationship, but emotional presence is where the true magic happens. Trust, as fundamental as it is, cannot be established overnight. It requires men to be reliable, dependable, and above all, emotionally consistent. This means that when a man promises something, whether it's a small gesture, a bigger commitment, or even just a simple act of care, he must follow through. Every time he fulfills his promises, no matter how small, it builds a layer of trust. When a partner sees that their man is dependable and keeps his word, it plants the seeds of emotional security. This is how trust blossoms. It's the little things that matter, the genuine commitment to follow through, the actions that match the words, and the thoughtfulness that demonstrates his sincerity. Moreover, being emotionally available and honest plays a huge role in cultivating emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is deeply rooted in the ability to express oneself honestly, to share the innermost thoughts and feelings, and to listen with an open heart. It is about being vulnerable, allowing oneself to be seen in the truest sense, flaws and all. It's the courage to admit fear, the willingness to share joy, and the openness to show disappointment or sorrow. When a man opens up to his partner, it creates a space of understanding and acceptance. It signals to her that she is valued and trusted, that she is worthy of hearing his deepest thoughts, fears, and desires. This openness forms a strong foundation of emotional connection, one that no external challenge can easily break. For women, emotional intimacy is often something they crave deeply, more than just a desire. It is a fundamental need for them to feel heard, understood, and truly cared for. It is about feeling a sense of safety in the relationship, knowing that they can be vulnerable and authentic without fear of judgment or rejection. Yet, many men find this emotional vulnerability difficult to embrace. It's not that they don't want to connect. It's that for some, the act of being emotionally open feels foreign or uncomfortable. Society often teaches men to hide their emotions or view vulnerability as a weakness. This makes the idea of emotional intimacy feel like an insurmountable challenge. However, if men can begin to understand that emotional vulnerability is not a sign of weakness but a strength, they will unlock the potential for a deeper, more meaningful connection. Vulnerability is the key that opens the door to a rich emotional bond. It allows men to share their fears, their uncertainties, and their dreams with the woman they love. When this emotional transparency is reciprocated, it creates an environment where both partners can grow together, emotionally and spiritually. They can lean on each other, support each other, and truly understand the inner workings of each other's hearts. In this space, emotional intimacy flourishes, and the relationship becomes something far more profound than just two people coexisting. One way men can foster emotional intimacy is by adopting a Stoic approach to emotions. Stoicism often gets misunderstood as emotional suppression or detachment, but it is actually about acknowledging and accepting one's emotions while choosing not to be controlled by them. It is about embracing emotional vulnerability with the wisdom to respond thoughtfully, without letting those emotions cloud one's judgment. For men, this means learning to understand and express emotions while still maintaining a sense of rationality and composure. They can be present in the moment, share their feelings, and still maintain the emotional stability that helps strengthen the relationship. This balanced approach fosters an emotional environment where both partners can thrive. It allows men to provide emotional support without fear of being overwhelmed by their emotions, and it gives women the security of knowing that their emotional needs are being met with love, care, and respect. As emotional intimacy deepens, the bond between partners strengthens in ways that go far beyond mere affection. When trust, communication, and vulnerability are consistently nurtured, the relationship evolves into a beautiful, stable partnership. It becomes a space where both individuals feel seen, valued, and understood, and where both partners can grow together, sharing their journey through life. It's not just about being physically close, it's about being emotionally attuned to each other's needs and desires. The connection is built on a foundation of empathy, mutual respect, and, above all, love. The kind of love that doesn't just surface in the good times, but thrives even in the face of challenges. In this kind of relationship, emotional intimacy is the glue that binds everything together. It is the bedrock upon which lasting happiness and fulfillment are built. As both partners continue to open their hearts to each other, the relationship transforms into something that is not just about surviving together, but about truly flourishing together. This emotional depth creates a sense of partnership that is unshakable, even when life gets difficult. When emotional intimacy is present, everything else falls into place. Communication becomes easier, conflicts are resolved with compassion, and love grows deeper with each passing day. Emotional intimacy, built on trust, vulnerability, and shared experiences, is the heart of a relationship that can endure for a lifetime. The concept of being in a committed relationship goes far beyond merely labeling it as a relationship. It is a profound and sacred bond that demands deep emotional investment, unwavering loyalty, and a willingness to dedicate time, effort, and energy to crafting a future together. It's about choosing each other in both the ordinary and extraordinary moments, standing by one another during life's unpredictable twists and turns, and never wavering in the face of adversity. In a committed relationship, every day is an opportunity to prove your love through consistent actions and to be there for your partner through thick and thin. For many women, commitment is not just a word, it represents security and stability. It's the promise that no matter what challenges arise, their partner will remain steadfast by their side, offering not only emotional support but also a sense of safety that allows them to thrive in their personal growth. At its core, commitment is about feeling valued and cherished, knowing that the other person's heart is fully invested in the shared journey you are taking together. For women, commitment means knowing that their partner is emotionally present, ready to show up for the good times and the bad, to be a rock in times of stress, and a cheerleader in times of success. It means having a partner who is not only physically present but emotionally engaged and willing to walk with them through every chapter of life, whether it's joyful or painful. It's about knowing that your partner's commitment to you is not fleeting but constant, that when they say, "I'm here," they mean it with every part of their being. Unfortunately, this level of emotional dedication can often feel intimidating for many men. The idea of committing to one person, sharing your heart, your time, and your vulnerabilities, can seem like an overwhelming task. Some men might fear losing their independence, and others may have deep-seated doubts about their ability to meet the expectations that come with making a promise for the long term. The fear of making a permanent commitment, of fully embracing the responsibilities of a relationship, can be paralyzing. There is also the worry that by committing to one person, they may somehow restrict their freedom or lose themselves in the process. The weight of responsibility that comes with this commitment, ensuring that the other person feels loved, respected, and supported, is a daunting thought for some, and they might struggle with the fear that they aren't ready or capable of fully embracing it. But here's the truth. Commitment is not about losing oneself, it's about gaining something extraordinary. It's not about giving up freedom. Rather, it's about creating space for a deeper connection with someone who truly deserves your time, your love, and your heart. Commitment is an act of love, courage, and vulnerability. It's about the willingness to invest in another person fully, to grow together, and to create something meaningful and lasting. It's the choice to open up, to allow someone to see all of you, the good, the bad, and everything in between, and to be there for them in return. It's about understanding that true freedom is not in being alone, but in being deeply connected with someone who shares your values, your dreams, and your vision for the future. In today's society, where casual dating and short-term relationships are often celebrated, it's easy to see why many people, particularly men, may view commitment as outdated or intimidating. The pressure of constantly keeping things light, fun, and non-committal can create a culture where the true meaning of commitment gets lost. But for many women, commitment is not just a desire, it's a fundamental need. It's the glue that holds the foundation of a strong, thriving relationship together. Without commitment, a relationship can feel uncertain, fragile, and lacking in depth. But when two people are committed to one another, they have something to anchor them during difficult times. It's a mutual promise to weather life's storms, to face challenges together, and to build a future based on trust, love, and understanding. Commitment, in its purest form, is about feeling valued. It's about knowing that the person you're with not only cares for you at the moment, but is willing to invest in your future together. When a man shows genuine commitment, it speaks volumes. It's more than just words. It's the quiet, consistent actions that reinforce those words. When he makes it clear that he's in this relationship for the long haul, no matter what, it creates a profound emotional bond. That commitment says, "You are important to me. You matter. I'm here to build a life with you, to nurture our connection and grow together." It's not just about showing up when it's convenient, but about choosing to show up every single day, to fight for each other, and to keep working toward the shared future you've envisioned together. From a Stoic perspective, commitment can be understood as aligning one's actions with their core values. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living a life of integrity, purpose, and authenticity. In this sense, commitment is not a burden or a restriction. It is an act of living with virtue and aligning your choices with your deepest values. A Stoic approach to commitment means embracing it with a sense of purpose, with the understanding that it's not just about making promises to another person. It's about being true to yourself, your partner, and the life you wish to create together. It's about being present, responsible, and intentional with every step you take in the relationship. When two people make the conscious choice to commit to one another, they are not only building a partnership, but also creating a foundation for a life filled with love, trust, and mutual respect. It's not always easy, but the rewards of living in alignment with your values, fostering a deep emotional connection, and creating a future together are unparalleled. This kind of commitment doesn't just enrich the relationship, it enriches both individuals, allowing them to become better versions of themselves through the shared experience. It's an investment in each other, in the life you build, and in the legacy of love, respect, and partnership you leave behind. And while it may seem difficult at times, commitment is ultimately about creating something beautiful, a bond that will last, grow, and flourish for years to come. When a man decides to commit to a relationship, it is not simply a matter of uttering a promise. It is a profound declaration of who he is, what he stands for, and what he values deeply. It's an investment of his time, his emotions, and his spirit in the person he holds close to, and it marks a pivotal moment in his life where he chooses not only a partner but also a journey of shared growth, companionship, and mutual respect. Commitment is not a light decision. It's a deep, intentional choice that reflects his character, his desires, and his willingness to be vulnerable and present for someone else, no matter the obstacles. It takes a significant amount of courage to commit because it requires the willingness to face one's fears, let go of insecurities, and trust in the unknown future. Many men find themselves grappling with the weight of commitment, afraid of what it may demand, how it may change them, or whether they will be able to live up to the promise. Yet, in this fear lies a beautiful opportunity. The chance to transcend the boundaries of their limitations and become more than they were before. A healthy and dedicated commitment is not something to fear but something to embrace because it is a reflection of a man's deepest values. When men view commitment through this lens, it becomes not an act of surrender, but a choice rooted in strength, a reaffirmation of what truly matters to them. Instead of seeing commitment as a potential trap, they begin to see it as a freeing act, a deep declaration of their belief in love, loyalty, and the power of partnership. Rather than seeing the idea of commitment as something that restricts them, they can begin to view it as a foundation of security, trust, and understanding that provides freedom within the relationship to grow, explore, and evolve. Committing to someone means choosing to walk together through life, acknowledging that while the journey may be unpredictable, the bond you share remains steady and unwavering. One of the most profound teachings that can help a man approach commitment with confidence and calm is Stoicism. At its core, Stoic philosophy reminds us that there is much in life we cannot control: external events, the actions of others, and the passage of time. In the context of a relationship, this means recognizing that the future of the partnership is not something we can entirely predict or command. Relationships go through ups and downs, and we cannot control everything that happens within them. But what we can control is how we show up, how we respond, and how we remain steadfast in our intentions. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our actions and our attitude, and this wisdom offers tremendous strength to anyone embracing commitment. By adopting this mindset, men can release the anxiety and pressure associated with fearing the unknown, instead focusing on the integrity of their actions. Commitment becomes less about controlling the outcomes and more about the consistent effort put forth every day. A committed partner understands that relationships are not static. They are dynamic, requiring continuous nurturing, patience, and effort. There is a deep understanding that being in a relationship means working together to evolve as individuals and as a couple. It's not about perfection. It's about growth. Challenges are inevitable, but a committed man embraces these moments not as signs of failure, but as opportunities for growth. He understands that true intimacy is forged in moments of vulnerability and that enduring love is born not just in shared happiness but in shared struggles. Adversity, when faced together, doesn't break the bond, it strengthens it. The truly committed man sees challenges as chances to reaffirm his dedication, to learn, and to become better both for himself and for his partner. When difficulties arise, he doesn't retreat. He stands firm, believing in the strength of the bond and in the power of love to overcome obstacles. This mindset doesn't just help a man survive challenges, it allows him to thrive through them. Another critical component of commitment, and one that often gets overlooked, is communication. Some men may mistakenly believe that simply being physically present in the relationship or merely coexisting with their partner is enough to demonstrate their commitment. However, commitment is far deeper than just sharing space. It's about actively engaging in the relationship, understanding the needs of the other, and fostering an open, honest, and ongoing dialogue. Communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening, sharing your feelings, and being vulnerable with each other. A committed man doesn't just assume that his partner knows what he's thinking. He expresses himself, opens up, and fosters an environment of mutual understanding. He is willing to discuss feelings, dreams, disappointments, and goals openly, without fear of judgment. This openness creates a safe space where both partners feel valued, respected, and heard, and it strengthens the emotional foundation of the relationship. Stoicism further enriches this by encouraging transparency and clarity in communication. The Stoic approach emphasizes the importance of honesty, both with oneself and with others. It teaches that we should express our thoughts and emotions clearly, without reservation, as this contributes to healthier, more authentic relationships. By applying this principle to commitment, men can create a relationship where both partners are fully aware of each other's thoughts, needs, and boundaries. It's about being brave enough to speak your truth and compassionate enough to listen to the truth of your partner, creating a partnership built on honesty, trust, and mutual respect. Reflecting on my own experiences and observing the relationships of those around me, I've come to realize that true commitment is not just a moment in time, but a series of moments, a choice made every day. It's a decision to stay, to fight for each other, and to grow together through everything life throws at you. It's not about avoiding conflict or running from problems. It's about facing them head-on, knowing that your commitment to each other is stronger than the circumstances. The act of commitment requires not only a promise but an ongoing, active effort to nurture, listen, communicate, and be present in every moment, no matter how difficult it may be. It's about the quiet acts of love that show up every day, the kind words, the thoughtful gestures, the patience in times of stress. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. The man who commits wholeheartedly to his partner is doing more than just keeping a promise. He is embracing the beautiful, complex, and sometimes difficult journey of shared love and life. In doing so, he not only builds a bond with another person but also shapes his character, strengthening his integrity, resilience, and emotional depth. A committed relationship is not just about two people coming together. It's about two people evolving together, side by side, forging a life that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is the essence of commitment, a deep, unwavering choice to stand by one another, come what may. Ultimately, embracing commitment is one of the most profound and transformative actions a person can take in a relationship. It goes far beyond simply deciding to be with someone. It's about creating a deep, lasting bond built on trust, love, and mutual respect. For women, knowing that their partner is not only committed to the relationship but is also wholeheartedly dedicated to investing in their shared future creates an overwhelming sense of safety, security, and happiness. There's something incredibly powerful and comforting about feeling that the person you love is genuinely invested in building a life together. It provides a profound sense of emotional stability, knowing that, regardless of the ups and downs that life may throw at them, their partner is unwavering in their commitment to face it all together. This sense of emotional security allows women to open up in ways they might have never felt able to before, knowing that the foundation of their relationship is solid. It's more than just the assurance of loyalty. It's the deep emotional bond that anchors both partners to one another, offering them both the courage to face whatever challenges may come their way. For men, the decision to commit to a relationship can be just as transformative, albeit in ways they might not always anticipate. At first glance, commitment might seem like just a promise or a duty, but as men grow into it, they realize it can be a deeply fulfilling, life-altering experience. Commitment encourages men to show up in a way that goes beyond physical presence. It calls them to be present emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. In a committed relationship, they find themselves being called to be their best selves, not just for their partner but for themselves as well. The transformative power of commitment brings a sense of purpose, pushing men to take ownership of their growth, their emotional well-being, and the strength of their relationships. It encourages men to develop qualities like patience, resilience, and understanding. It's no longer about short-term satisfaction or fleeting desires. Commitment allows men to find joy in deep, emotional connections that aren't just fulfilling in the present but create a legacy of love and support that will last for a lifetime. It's through commitment that a man truly learns the beauty of vulnerability, as he realizes that by opening up and embracing the emotional connection with his partner, he not only strengthens their bond but also his sense of fulfillment. When you look at commitment in this way, it becomes clear that it's so much more than just a checklist on a relationship to-do list. It's a dynamic, evolving process that requires real-time effort, ongoing communication, and, most importantly, alignment with one's core values. Commitment is not something that can be set and forgotten. It requires continuous nurturing, adapting to the needs of the relationship, and growing alongside one another. It is a mutual journey of transformation where both partners evolve and develop together. At its core, commitment is about showing up, day in and day out, through the good times and the challenging ones. It's not about perfection, but about a consistent effort to love and care for each other, even when life is not easy. By adopting a Stoic approach to commitment, men and women alike can see it as a vital part of their character, something that defines who they are and shapes the relationships they create. It becomes a source of strength, not just because of the bond it forms, but because of the personal growth and self-discipline it nurtures in both partners. This approach encourages men to take responsibility for their actions, their emotions, and their role in the relationship, helping them to foster connections that are deeper, more meaningful, and more enduring than they ever imagined possible. Alongside commitment, one of the most essential and often underappreciated skills in relationships is compassionate listening. This is the cornerstone of emotional intimacy and connection. It is, however, much more than just hearing words being spoken. True compassionate listening is an active, intentional act that goes beyond the surface level of communication. It involves a deep, empathetic effort to understand and engage with the speaker's feelings, thoughts, and emotions. It requires putting aside one's distractions and biases to fully focus on the speaker and the message they are trying to convey. Compassionate listening is about being present, both physically and emotionally, allowing the other person to feel that their words matter and that they are truly being heard. For many women, this type of listening is one of the most important ways they can feel seen and valued in their relationship. It is not just about validating their thoughts, but about validating their emotions, their struggles, and their desires. When a woman feels that her partner is truly listening with empathy and understanding, it builds trust and intimacy, and it reinforces the emotional bond between them. This act of listening becomes a safe space where both partners can share their innermost feelings and fears, knowing that they will not be judged, but rather supported and loved. At its heart, compassionate listening is about creating a connection that is grounded in empathy. It's not enough to just hear the words being spoken. One must also listen with an open heart and mind, fully acknowledging the emotions and underlying messages behind those words. This type of listening involves not just waiting for the other person to stop speaking so that you can respond. It means deeply engaging with what they are saying, reflecting on their emotions, and responding with care and consideration. For many women, this kind of listening is essential in creating an emotional connection that goes far beyond the physical. It's about being fully present with each other, especially in times of difficulty or vulnerability. When both partners engage in compassionate listening, they create a space where vulnerability can be expressed freely without fear of criticism or dismissal. It is in this space that true emotional intimacy flourishes, allowing the relationship to become a sanctuary where both partners feel safe, heard, and understood. Being present in the moment is the true essence of compassionate listening. It means putting aside the distractions of everyday life, whether that be phones, work, or even the mental clutter of the day, and focusing entirely on the person in front of you. It requires emotional availability and a willingness to give your full attention to the person who needs it most. This presence has a profound impact on the relationship, as it fosters an environment where both partners feel valued and respected. When you listen with empathy, you create a bond that is not just built on love but on mutual respect and understanding. The simple act of being fully present in a conversation can heal old wounds, resolve conflicts, and nurture the relationship in ways that words alone cannot. It can be a quiet act, a subtle exchange, but it speaks volumes about the depth of care and connection that exists between two people. When compassionate listening is practiced, it doesn't just strengthen the relationship, it transforms it, building a foundation of emotional trust and intimacy that deepens over time. In relationships, commitment and compassionate listening are not just essential skills. They are the heart and soul of lasting, meaningful connections. They allow both partners to show up fully for each other, to love each other deeply, and to create a space where emotional intimacy thrives. These qualities are the foundation upon which strong, loving relationships are built. When practiced consistently, they can turn a good relationship into an extraordinary one, filled with understanding, trust, and a deep emotional bond that only grows stronger over time. In relationships, one of the most powerful and profound ways to show your partner you truly care is by practicing deep, compassionate listening. This means putting away all distractions, whether it's your phone, television, or anything else that may pull your attention away, and focusing solely on what your partner is saying. But it's not just about being physically present. It's about being emotionally and mentally present, fully invested in their words, their tone, and their feelings. When you do this, you create a sacred space where your partner feels not only safe but truly valued. They know that this is a moment where they can share their innermost thoughts, emotions, and concerns without fear of judgment or interruption. In these moments, your partner feels seen for who they truly are, not just what they do, and that can build a connection so deep and meaningful that it transcends ordinary communication. For women, feeling heard and understood in this way is a transformative experience. It goes far beyond simply having a conversation. It touches something much deeper within them. When a woman feels like her partner is fully engaged in her words, listening without distraction, she experiences an emotional intimacy that brings her closer to him in ways that words alone can't describe. The sense of being truly seen, heard, and validated allows her to open up more freely, to share her thoughts and feelings with less fear of being misunderstood or belittled. Over time, this builds a foundation of trust that strengthens the relationship, making it not just about shared experiences, but about shared vulnerability and emotional connection. This is what fosters a sense of safety and belonging, turning a relationship into a true partnership, a space where both people can show up as their authentic selves, without reservation. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Unfortunately, many men struggle with the concept of compassionate listening, often because of deep-seated societal conditioning that teaches them to focus on problem-solving rather than emotional engagement. From an early age, many men are socialized to believe that their role in relationships is to fix things, to find solutions, offer advice, and solve problems. This is seen as a sign of strength and reliability, but the reality is that, at times, this can be more detrimental than helpful. When a partner, especially a woman, opens up about a concern, feeling, or challenge, the knee-jerk reaction for many men is to offer solutions, sometimes even before they've fully understood the issue. While their intention is often to help, to provide support, or to make things better, the reality is that what their partner truly needs in those moments is something much more profound: emotional validation. They need their partner to listen, absorb, and truly understand their feelings before any solution is even considered. It's not always about fixing the problem. It's about making the partner feel seen, heard, and emotionally supported. This instinct to immediately solve the problem can be incredibly alienating. It's not that men don't care, it's that the woman's emotions are often being brushed aside in favor of a practical solution. The partner might feel as though their emotions, concerns, and experiences are being invalidated or minimized in favor of a quick fix. What they may not realize is that jumping straight to a solution can leave the woman feeling disconnected, as if her emotional experience is being disregarded or not fully valued. She may begin to feel that her feelings are being dismissed, that they're not as important as the next thing to be solved. Over time, this emotional disconnect can create friction, frustration, and a sense of isolation within the relationship. It can even lead to the person feeling less motivated to share their feelings in the future, out of fear that their emotions won't be taken seriously or heard in the way they need. For many women, this emotional response can be overwhelming. It's not that they don't appreciate the intention behind wanting to help, but the lack of emotional connection in that moment can leave them feeling unseen and misunderstood. The hurt comes from the absence of empathy, The lack of understanding that sometimes the best way to show love and care is simply by being present and listening deeply. When a man doesn't pause to connect with his partner on an emotional level before jumping into problem-solving mode, the bond that could have been nurtured is lost. The opportunity for deeper intimacy is passed by in favor of a surface-level solution. I believe that the power of truly listening, without rushing to offer advice or a fix, can be the cornerstone of a stronger, more emotionally fulfilling relationship. It's in these moments of active listening, of holding space for your partner's feelings, that the relationship grows. It's not just about being there in the body. It's about being there emotionally and mentally. When a partner feels heard, validated, and supported in their emotions, they become more open, more trusting, and more willing to share the depths of their heart. This builds a relationship that is rooted in emotional intimacy, where both partners feel secure in the knowledge that they are loved and understood for who they truly are. In these moments, love becomes less about grand gestures or solutions and more about the quiet power of presence. So often, we forget how powerful our attention can be. By simply giving your partner your undivided focus, by truly listening to their words, their feelings, and their experiences, you open the door to a deeper connection. This simple yet profound act of being present in the moment can create an unbreakable bond, one that is built on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional connection. It's not about having all the answers or fixing everything. Sometimes it's about just being there, heart and soul, listening with love and empathy. This is how trust is built. This is how love flourishes. To truly practice compassionate listening, men can adopt several powerful strategies that not only enhance communication but also create a deeper emotional bond between partners. The first and most essential step is to approach each conversation with an open mind and an open heart. This is often harder than it seems because it requires men to actively set aside their own biases, assumptions, and preconceived notions, which can unknowingly filter how they listen to and understand their partner's words. This kind of listening involves more than just hearing the words being spoken. It requires deep, focused attention to the emotions, feelings, and unspoken messages behind those words. The art of compassionate listening is in tuning into the emotional nuances, understanding the context, and reflecting on the feelings that accompany what is being shared. For example, when a partner is expressing frustration or stress about work, it's easy to focus solely on the practical issues they're describing: the workload, the deadlines, the pressure. But to truly understand the full scope of their experience, compassionate listening calls for recognizing the feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, and fatigue that may accompany those words. It's about sensing the emotional weight behind the surface-level conversation and acknowledging that the emotional experience is just as important as the physical or practical one. This requires patience and empathy, as it asks the listener to go beyond the surface and recognize the vulnerability in their partner's emotional state. It is not merely about offering advice or solutions, but about creating a space where the partner feels emotionally seen and validated. In addition to approaching conversations with openness and emotional awareness, another powerful strategy for compassionate listening is reflecting on what you've heard. This technique is vital in building trust and showing your partner that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation. It involves paraphrasing or summarizing what your partner has shared, which not only shows that you've been listening but also demonstrates an active effort to understand their emotions from their point of view. When you say something like, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed with everything going on at work right now," you are acknowledging both the external situation, the heavy workload, and the internal experience, the emotional stress and fatigue. This simple reflection can go a long way in validating your partner's feelings, letting them know that their emotions have been heard and are important to you. The act of reflecting their emotions to them also encourages further sharing. When people feel understood, they are more likely to open up and share deeper thoughts and feelings. This dynamic fosters intimacy, as it strengthens the emotional connection between partners. Imagine your partner saying something vulnerable and you responding with a gentle acknowledgement of their feelings, like, "It seems like you're struggling with the weight of it all." This response isn't just a restatement, it's a recognition of their emotional journey. It helps your partner feel seen, and it sends the powerful message that their feelings are not only heard but respected. They don't feel dismissed or invalidated, but rather supported and understood. What's truly remarkable about compassionate listening is that it creates a space of safety and connection. It encourages partners to share without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. It deepens the trust between two people, making it easier to navigate even the most difficult of conversations. Listening with compassion is about offering more than just a listening ear. It's about offering your partner emotional security, empathy, and understanding. I believe this is one of the cornerstones of any thriving relationship, and it's often the small, everyday moments of compassionate listening that can make a world of difference. In the grand scheme of a relationship, it's the genuine act of being present for each other emotionally that lays the foundation for true intimacy. And that, in my opinion, is what strengthens a relationship in the long run. Compassionate listening is not just about hearing words. It's about hearing hearts. It's about building a space where both partners feel emotionally safe enough to express themselves fully, where they don't have to hide their vulnerabilities but can bring them into the light, knowing they will be met with understanding and love. That is the essence of emotional intimacy, and it is through these deeply engaged conversations that relationships can evolve and grow stronger over time. In addition, body language is an incredibly powerful tool in the art of compassionate listening, one that truly speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It's not just about what you say, but about how you say it, and more importantly, how you listen. When you maintain eye contact with your partner, it's as if you're silently telling them, "I see you, I hear you, and I value what you're sharing with me." Eye contact can be so deeply reassuring, making them feel that they are truly seen and understood. A simple nod of the head or a gentle lean forward can have such a profound impact. It shows your partner that you are fully present with them in that moment. It's a quiet yet powerful signal that says, "I'm with you, I'm right here, and I care about what's on your mind." These small, thoughtful gestures carry an immense weight, letting them know they're not alone in their emotions or experiences. There's also something uniquely beautiful and impactful about the moments of silence that can emerge during a conversation. As much as words can connect us, silence can sometimes be even more powerful. Allowing that space to breathe, to simply sit in the quiet after your partner speaks, gives them the space to reflect more deeply on their feelings and thoughts. These pauses encourage a deeper connection, not just with the words being said, but with the feelings behind them. In that silence, there is room for emotions to settle and clarity to emerge. It's in those unspoken moments that true understanding can be born. It feels like the most loving thing to do, to honor that pause, and to allow them to continue their thoughts when they're ready. It's almost as though you're saying, "I'm here for you, take all the time you need." And then there's the magic of asking questions that open the door to someone's heart. When you ask open-ended questions, like, "How did that make you feel?" you're inviting your partner to dive deeper into their own emotional experience. It shows that you're not just skimming the surface. You're truly interested in understanding what lies beneath their words. This question, so simple yet so profound, says to them, "Your feelings matter to me. I want to know you, all of you, even the parts that are difficult to express." It's an invitation to uncover deeper layers of connection, a gentle nudge toward deeper emotional intimacy. In these moments, you can see their guard come down, and you begin to see them not just for what they say, but for who they truly are. This is where the real beauty of compassionate listening lies, in that sacred space where both hearts are fully open and vulnerable. These practices, eye contact, silence, and heartfelt questions, are not just tools, but gifts that we can give to our partners, our loved ones, and anyone we care about. They allow us to show up most authentically and lovingly as possible. When you truly listen with empathy and compassion, it can change everything. It deepens relationships, nurtures trust, and creates a safe space where people can truly be themselves. And that, to me, is one of the most beautiful aspects of love and connection. When we truly listen, we can begin to understand each other in ways that go beyond words. Ultimately, compassionate listening is more than just hearing words. It is about truly creating an environment where both partners feel safe and supported enough to express their innermost feelings, fears, and dreams. It's about listening not with the intent to respond, but with the intent to understand. This deep, compassionate connection fosters a space where both individuals can open up without hesitation. When men embrace the power of compassionate listening, it goes beyond just communication. It's about building the foundation for emotional intimacy. Women, in particular, will feel seen, heard, and valued in ways that words can hardly express. It nurtures a deeper bond, one that creates a fulfilling partnership filled with mutual respect and understanding. In my personal opinion, this simple yet profound practice of compassionate listening is often the secret ingredient that transforms a good relationship into an extraordinary one. It goes far beyond just exchanging words. It's a language of love, trust, and connection that unites hearts in a way that few other things can. Number 4. Sharing responsibilities. This is an area that I believe many couples overlook, but it is crucial in any successful partnership, especially in romantic relationships. It's not just about dividing up household chores or managing finances. Those are the practical aspects of it, but the deeper meaning lies in the collaboration and mutual support that it embodies. I can't emphasize enough how vital this is for fostering a sense of equality, trust, and shared purpose. For many women, the equitable distribution of responsibilities isn't just a matter of practicality or fairness. It's tied directly to their sense of being valued and respected within the relationship. When responsibilities are shared, women can breathe easier, knowing that they are partners, not servants. It's an acknowledgement of their worth, not only as a lover or mother, but as an equal participant in the journey that both partners are navigating together. In a world where both partners often juggle careers, personal aspirations, and daily stressors, the expectation of shared responsibility has become more than just a nice idea. It's a necessity. Men, when you actively engage in everyday tasks, whether that's cooking, cleaning, or helping with childcare, you are sending a powerful message to your partner that you are equally invested in this relationship. I believe it speaks volumes about your commitment, love, and respect for the partnership you're building. It's these everyday actions that foster a stronger emotional connection, as both individuals feel like equal contributors in their shared lives. I know it's not always easy, especially with the pressures that society places on men, but this kind of collaboration leads to a deeper, more meaningful bond. Unfortunately, many men still struggle with this concept, often due to societal norms or traditional gender roles that assign domestic duties predominantly to women. These outdated ideas create an imbalance that can lead to frustration, resentment, and a communication breakdown. When one partner shoulders the majority of the responsibilities, it doesn't just become unfair, it can chip away at the very foundation of the relationship. From my perspective, this dynamic is not just unhealthy, it's damaging. From a Stoic standpoint, sharing responsibilities is not only a practical necessity but also a moral duty. Stoicism teaches us to align our actions with virtue and to fulfill our roles in relationships with integrity and fairness. I truly believe that when both partners take equal responsibility for their shared life, it shows mutual respect, accountability, and love. It creates a dynamic where both are invested, not just in the day-to-day chores but in each other's emotional well-being. When men take this approach, they not only contribute to a more balanced partnership but also uphold the Stoic values of fairness and integrity, ultimately strengthening the emotional fabric of the relationship. Effective communication plays a central role in sharing responsibilities. It's not enough to assume the other person knows what needs to be done. Partners should openly discuss their expectations and preferences. Take the time to sit down, talk about your strengths and weaknesses, and divide responsibilities accordingly. For example, if one partner enjoys cooking while the other is more inclined to handle the finances, assigning tasks based on these preferences can make the process smoother and more enjoyable. I believe this mutual understanding enhances efficiency and allows both partners to feel valued and empowered in their contributions. This type of collaboration not only builds efficiency but also trust. Flexibility is another critical aspect when it comes to sharing responsibilities. Life is unpredictable, things change rapidly, and what worked one week may not be feasible the next. Adaptability is key. If one partner is overwhelmed due to work stress or a personal challenge, the other must step in and provide support without hesitation. This willingness to be flexible and to adjust demonstrates that the relationship is built on more than just routine. It's built on love, care, and a commitment to being there for one another, no matter the circumstances. Additionally, acknowledging each other's efforts is essential in maintaining a healthy balance of responsibilities. A simple thank you, a moment of appreciation, or recognizing the hard work that's gone into household tasks can have a profound effect on the relationship. When both partners feel appreciated, it cultivates an environment where collaboration and respect can thrive. I can't stress enough how much the smallest gestures of gratitude can help create a positive and nurturing atmosphere in the relationship. In summary, sharing responsibilities is not just about dividing up chores. It's about building a partnership rooted in collaboration, mutual respect, and emotional support. It's about making each partner feel valued, understood, and equally important in the relationship. When men embrace this principle, they are not only strengthening the bond between them and their partner, but also contributing to a more balanced, harmonious, and fulfilling shared life. Through open communication, flexibility, and appreciation, couples can create a dynamic that makes them feel empowered and connected. Affectionate gestures, in my view, are the quiet yet powerful actions that nurture emotional intimacy and strengthen the bond between partners. These small acts of love are often underestimated, but I believe they are crucial in maintaining the health and happiness of any relationship. Whether it's a simple "I love you," a tender kiss, or a thoughtful gesture, these acts of affection are the silent language that speaks volumes about care, commitment, and appreciation. In fact, for many women, these gestures are far from trivial. They are essential in feeling loved, secure, and connected to their partner. When affectionate gestures are present, they create a sense of warmth and safety that fosters a deeper emotional connection. The power of these actions cannot be overstated. However, it's not just about the words we say, but also the physical affection we show. I believe that holding hands, hugging, or even a gentle touch on the arm can convey emotions that words sometimes cannot. These physical expressions of affection are an essential component in building a secure, loving relationship. They offer a tangible reassurance that the connection between partners is strong, steady, and real. The truth is, when women consistently receive affection from their partners, it often leads to a greater sense of security within the relationship. This security creates a safe space for vulnerability, where both partners can express themselves more freely, share their deepest emotions, and connect on a much deeper level. On the flip side, a lack of affection can lead to feelings of neglect or insecurity, slowly creating emotional distance between partners. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. Yet, I know that many men struggle to express affection consistently. This can stem from societal expectations or misconceptions about what it means to be emotionally open. Men are often told that being emotionally vulnerable is a weakness, but I believe this could not be further from the truth. Showing affection, both verbally and physically, is one of the greatest strengths a man can display. It shows emotional maturity, empathy, and a deep respect for his partner's needs. From a Stoic viewpoint, engaging in affectionate behaviors can be seen as an act of virtue, a way of honoring your partner and showing care for their well-being. I firmly believe that when men embrace this, it not only enriches their relationships but aligns them with their values of empathy and emotional connection. Affection doesn't need to be grandiose or extravagant. It can be something as simple as leaving a sweet note, preparing a favorite meal, or sending a thoughtful text message during a busy day. It's these everyday, simple gestures that remind your partner that they are loved and appreciated. I also believe consistency is key here. It's not about occasional romantic gestures on special days. It's about making affection a regular part of your relationship. When affectionate gestures become part of the daily routine, they build a strong emotional foundation that keeps the relationship vibrant and deeply connected. It's also crucial to remember that people express and receive affection in different ways. Understanding your partner's love language, whether it's words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, or even gift-giving, can help you tailor your affectionate gestures in ways that resonate most deeply with them. In my experience, this deepens the emotional impact of your gestures, making them even more meaningful. In conclusion, affectionate gestures are not just sweet additions to a relationship. They are essential in nurturing emotional intimacy and connection. By combining verbal affirmations, physical affection, and thoughtful actions, partners can continually reinforce their bond and commitment to one another. I truly believe that it is these small, daily acts of affection that lay the foundation for a strong, lasting relationship, full of love, respect, and deep emotional intimacy. As we wrap up today's video, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed. What have you learned so far about emotional intimacy, commitment, and the little gestures that can transform your relationship? Emotional intimacy, open communication, and mutual responsibility are the backbone of any thriving relationship. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections on how these insights resonate with you. Comment below and share with us one thing you've learned from this video that you feel is most important and that you will start to practice in your own life or relationship. Whether it's how to embrace emotional vulnerability, the importance of commitment, or how listening deeply can foster a more profound connection. Your insight might just inspire someone else in the community. We're all learning together, and your contribution matters. Also, if you found this video helpful and insightful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing and activating the notification bell, you'll stay updated on our latest content, designed to help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Your support helps us grow and continue creating valuable content for you. Thank you for watching. Your journey toward deeper connection and fulfillment starts with small steps, and I'm so glad you're here with us. I look forward to reading your comments and seeing you in the next video.